Hello friends, it's your friend Ramesh Bhatt back again with another video. Service by way of renting of residential dwelling to a GST registered person. GST Department wide notification number 5 of 2022 Central Tax Rate dated 13th July 2022 brought the service by way of renting of residential dwelling to a registered person, that is GST registered person, under reverse charge mechanism RCM. The said notification is effective from 18th July 2022. We are in August right now. From the month of it, this came into effect from 18th July. So when you are going to file your returns before 20th August, you need to take care of this. Therefore, with effect from 18th July to 2022, where a residential property is given on rent by a person, GST registered or not registered under GST Act, to the person who is registered under GST, then such recipient of rental service shall have to pay the GST at 18% on reverse charge mechanism basis, RCM basis, and such recipient is eligible to take the ITC of the same. Before going into the detail, I'll request you to subscribe my channel, press the bell button so that you get all the notification in future. Also, share my videos with your fellow mutual fund distributors or friends. Now let us see the example of this. What it is. Let us suppose residential property is given on rent by Mr. Ashok to Akshar Capital, who is a mutual fund distributor, for a monthly rent of rupees 50,000 rupees. Assume that Akshar Capital is registered under GST. In this case, Akshar Capital shall pay the GST of rupees 9,000, which is 18% of 50,000 in cash under reverse charge mechanism to government, and at the same time take the input tax credit ITC. The ITC can be utilized to set off the other output liability in the same month or subsequent months. Reporting in GST return. Okay, once you do this, how you will report in the GST return? There is no reporting in GSTR 1. But in GSTR 3B, the RCM, the reverse charge mechanism on residential property shall be reported in table 3.1 under the heading Inward Supplies liable to reverse charge, and in table 4 under the heading Inward Supplies liable to reverse charge other than 1 and 2 above. Note, in case this is applicable to your entity, kindly make sure to disclose this in the GSTR 3B of July 2022 and onwards, which you will be filing in the month of August and subsequent months. Every month you need to regularly report this. Let us see what it is. Let us understand. This is effective from 18th July 2022. Service by way of renting of residential dwelling to use as residence. In this case, first let us see landlord, then the tenant, then GST implication. As far as landlord is concerned, he is a person registered under GST. Let us suppose your landlord is registered under GST. In that case, if the tenant, which is you, let us suppose you are the tenant, mutual fund distributor, you are the tenant. A person registered under GST In that case, tenant will, that is, you are registered under GST. Your landlord is a registered person under GST and you also a registered person under GST. In this case, tenant will pay, that is you, the mutual fund distributor, will pay the GST on reverse charge mechanism basis and will take the input tax credit. Now, on the other way, your landlord is a person registered under GST and you, the tenant, mutual fund distributor, is not registered under GST, then no GST implication at all for you. Now, on the other case, same residential dwelling for use of residence, landlord, a person who is not required to register under GST. It means what? That is, you have not crossed the threshold limit of 20 lakhs. Your landlord. In that case, you, mutual fund distributor, is a registered person under GST, then tenant, which is you, will pay the GST on reverse charge mechanism basis and will take the input tax credit. If you are, the tenant, the mutual fund distributor, a person not registered under GST, then no worries, no GST implication for you. That means if you are a GST registered person, being the tenant, you will be forced to deduct GST and pay to the government. This is for residential dwelling for the use of residence. Now let us see the other one, which is service by way of renting of residential dwelling for commercial use. That is, you are using office cum residence, something like that we can consider. Landlord, tenant and GST implication. A person registered under GST, that is, let us suppose your landlord who has let out the property to you, he is registered under GST in that case, and you, the mutual fund distributor, who is a GST registered person, in that case you need to charge reverse charge mechanism, that is, you need to collect the GST from your landlord and pay, or on reverse charge mechanism you need to pay it off and you can claim the input tax credit. If you are not registered person, then no worries, no GST implication for you. And your landlord, a person who is not required to register under GST, that is, his threshold limit, what he is getting is less than 20 lakhs. In that case, if you are a registered GST holder, then you as a tenant will pay the GST on RCM basis, that is reverse charge mechanism basis, and will take the input tax credit. Let us suppose you are paying a rent of 50,000 rupees. You will be paying 50,000 to your tenant and 9,000 rupees you will pay to government towards reverse charge on reverse charge mechanism, which you are charged as GST. But whatever 9,000 you have paid, you will set it off in your input tax credit. If you are not a registered GST person, then no worries for you, be happy. The other case, service by way of renting of commercial property, that is, you are totally, your office is totally commercial, you have taken it on commercial thing, then in that case, as a landlord, as a tenant and GST, let us see what is the GST implication. Your landlord is a registered under GST, a person registered under GST. In that case, you, the tenant, the mutual fund distributor, whether registered or not registered under GST, you are registered or not registered under GST, landlord shall issue GST invoice because he is already registered under GST. He will issue a GST invoice to you, GST collected from the tenant, and shall remit to the government. That is, your landlord will charge, he will give you the GST invoice and you need to pay along with GST to your landlord, whether you are registered or not registered. A person who is not registered under GST, let us suppose your landlord is not registered because his threshold limit is below 20 lakhs. In that case, whether you, the mutual fund distributor, who is the tenant, registered under GST or not, no GST implication for you. So be happy if your landlord is not registered under GST Act. So whether you are registered or not registered, you need not worry. There is no GST implication for you. But if your landlord is a registered entity, then he will be charging you the GST invoice along with GST invoice, which is effective from 18th of July. Disclaimer. This information contained in this video is for general information purpose only, which has been drawn from various sources. The content of this video may be included some interpretation and personal opinion which may vary from individual to individual and are subject to further clarification if any issued by the department. This video is considered as a guide and not as conclusive statement. Please consult your tax consultant before taking the final decision. In case you would like to get these mutual fund related updates from my end, please send me a WhatsApp to 9840 from your mobile after saving my number as Ramesh Bhatt. What message you should send? You should send only your name, your city. You can include your ARN also. Again, I repeat, please subscribe my channel and press the bell button so that you get constant update from our ends regularly. Such videos in case of any regulation changes or these kind of changes which will impact our mutual fund business. Thank you. Namaste.